Hello everybody, welcome to BrickVault. Today is another LEGO Top 10 Mocks of the Week episode, coming out Mondays now. Makes it a little bit easier to knock some other stuff out during the weekends. And this is the episode where I show you guys the coolest custom creations I happen to see people building in LEGO throughout this last week. It's been going on for over 3 years now. It's absolutely my favorite thing that I like doing, just showing cool creative things to you guys that people have been doing in LEGO throughout this last week. I don't show it in any order from best to worst, and like always, there are more than just 10 LEGO builds, both in this video and linked in the description below. Before I jump into any of these creations, first I do want to say that the custom build that went up in our web store this week is the UCS Shuttle Tidarium, designed by Marshall Banana and tastefully refined by MGF71. It is a behemoth of a build, highly detailed, motorized wing function, full interior, and the instructions have been ironed out extremely well if you did want to build it for yourself. Link in the description below at www.brickvault.toys. Before we jump into the top 10, here are some honorable mentions from the builder Brom. This is a great integration of an old baseplate piece. Jonas Cram's Garden has excellent details once again. City Sun says this is a one-day build challenge, which absolutely blows my mind. We've shown this model from Keith Fisher before, but not this pick. It is so good. I highly recommend zooming in on this if you got a chance. Eero O'Conan's Spire of Tradition has an interesting set of cyberpunk characters once again. JapZap titled this A Family's Life. Its life-size looks like, and everything here is built of Lego, even the table or the white underneath. Thomas Jenkins made a Rebel Transport. It's got a little bit of a Ewing type feel, but really a unique design in and of itself. Cab built a Cryptic Critters Cyclops. Sometimes the creepy pieces just speak for themselves. This is titled A Sailor's Solitude, an excellent micro design from Louis of Nutwood. Awesome Mudhorn Scene from Kev Fett 2011. Andreas Lenander did a tasteful remembrance of Chadwick Boseman. For Mech Monday, this is from Martin Stipkovic. Wonderful use of tires inlaid for the legs. And Dave Slater finally posted something once again. Looks like he's been working on the same thing Lego's been working on. This guy's builds are few and far apart, but always absolutely excellent. This is titled Jaeger Arm from Henjin Quilonis. Let's see the whole thing. And this is an excellent cylindrical design for this single tower by Harry Savalainen. And here we are now jumping into the top 10 mocks of the week. Remember, no order from best to worst, just 10 of my favorites. From BigPlanes comes the LEGO American Airlines 757-200. This builder posted some work in progress pics a little bit earlier in the last month, and now we're taking a look at not just an amazing model, but the designer does claim in the description that all of these silver chromed pieces are actually legitimate LEGO silver chrome pieces, which are extremely difficult to come by. The cylindrical bits in the engine are brand new from the Dots line, and normally I'd be impressed to see this model done in light bluish gray, but there is something extra added when you do have that nice chromed out shine on the side of the cab. Proportions are excellent. If you like planes, you will like BigPlanes, the designer. And then this next model doesn't quite count as a micro particularly, but there are a lot of extremely intricate and strange connections, similar to how micro details are often built. From Josephine Monterosso, this is Bumblebot. I'm sure the name comes from the color combination, but this builder manages to make figures so lifelike and have such an interesting, intimate stance. I think this builder's secret is working with older pieces, often Technic figure pieces that you can see here with those larger hands that make up in the hips. They're not afraid to use rubber bands or old hinges, and if you have not yet seen any of the figures created by this builder, I highly recommend you take a look in the description below. You simply see connections here that you don't see anywhere else. Now we're moving on to a wonderful, almost scary sci-fi scene from Andreas Lenander. This says, testing the new teleport on Epsilon 4. The real question is, why is it always a goat? They're always getting the short end of the stick, I feel. And there it is, the test subject for the new teleportation device. I love the lighting. This builder found an excellent use for just that fun thing that everybody likes to do, where they just snap in one end of a longer plate piece and it eventually creates a circle or some kind of arc. It fits extremely well within this larger scene, and that's also a great excuse to get one of your bigger exosuits thrown into a set as well. It's just got a sci-fi technical bit with all the pneumatic tubes sticking off of this larger arm. And for the goat's sake, I hope the testing goes well. From the builder chubbybots comes Pickle Brick Rat Suit. And for those of you that don't know the context of this model, it's where a guy turns himself into a pickle, and it's the funniest I've ever seen. Sorry, this video's on the internet. That was obligatory to put in there. But really getting into the build, there's something really fun about this, and that is this very much looks like Pickle Rick. You can clearly see the bits of rat flesh and bone and fur, but on top of that, the build is also simple enough to the point where it looks like you can easily manipulate this model, and it's something that looks like casual and a lot of fun to play around with and pose. chubbybots make some excellent figures. Remember, links to everybody's profiles and more are in the description below. And then from Tim Goddard, who usually goes pretty big, went pretty big here with this Galactic Explorer, and this is his interpretation of a modern version of the Galactic Explorer 928. The smooth layering on the sloped nose in the front is a very, very clean look. It's funny to see particular details built with these extremely clean techniques that are meant to imitate some of the shapes from the original model, like these larger nodes on either side of the wing with the black and yellow. The large fins in the back have been modified to be a little bit more centralized and cleaner, and the yellow windscreens on either side also have been more tastefully inlaid to the blue body. Not only does it look amazing here, but the feet come out on a motorized function and they support the entire weight of the ship. It's an extremely well realized model. Now we're jumping back to one of the smaller ones of the week. This is Gorynych Assault Air Armor. The designer PB has built something that looks very chibi. It's a cross between just a single glider and it's maybe a slightly more heavily armored version of like a jetpack for a soldier. The landing gear at the bottom is quite large. The wings are very small. We've got the missiles on the sides of either of the wings. A small cage around the pilot made of paint rollers. The brick-built aggressive shark-like face on the side of the plane looks awesome, and it's a cool interpretation of a mini single-seater flyer. For those of you keeping count, this is number 3 moving down from the builder buggyirk. This is titled The Dream Machine with Figment and Dreamfinder. According to the designer, this design is based on the original Journey into the Imagination ride at Walt Disney World. The dish pieces at the bottom in those varieties of pinks and purples jumps out quite well. The ladder texturing around the balloon on the outside also really has a way of grabbing your eye. I thought Figment Finder was going to be a pun on finding minifigures or something. I don't think that is the case, but ultimately we have a really cool build for a fantasy air blimp that is not steampunk. Nothing wrong with that, just nice to see things shaken up a bit. And now we're taking a look at maybe my favorite one of the week. This is the Griffyx Cub by ekownimako. I can't remember when exactly featuring this builder last, but if you want to find somebody with an extremely specific and well realized sense of style in Lego bricks, look no further. I'm flashing a few of his other builds across the screen just to give you guys an idea of what I mean, but the exclusive use of monochrome black bricks, or nearly exclusive use of monochrome black bricks, forces you to look at the texture of the model so much more than most other builds. In particular, looking at this fantasy creature, you are forced to look at all the different feather pieces that go along the body. The end of the tail looks particularly fluffy because of the texture. The rocky stand looks very different compared to the build for the rest of the body. Remember, links to everybody I'm talking about are in the description below. I highly recommend you take a look at this builder. And let's finish off with something fun. From Modular Buildings Lover comes the Cafe, Pets Shop, and House. It's a corner modular building, and it's a combination of everything I like from modern modular creators. It's got a bit of a traditional house setup on the left-hand side with some of the more pastel colors, a quaint little cafe at the bottom with an outdoor area, modern stairs that lead up to the first apartment building. The pet shop on the other side has a great bit of signage, and I don't know what to call those red plates that you see on either side, but it's got a bit of that modern decor as well with the large open windows. It's an awesome model that I'm sure most people would be very happy to slip into one of their modular cities if they had a chance. And that is going to be it for the top 10 MOCs of the week episode. Remember, if you enjoy our content, you can always like or subscribe, share the video, check out the web store, www.brickvault.toys. Let me know which models were your favorites. Reach out to some of these designers and let them know how you feel about their builds if you got a chance. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.